Good morning. Today is Friday, February 26th. Actually, the end of so-called Black History Month as it relates to us having the opportunity to be here at Chicago Access Network. We appreciate that the station, Omari, and everybody has allowed us to be here because it's truly a privilege in this time that we are going through with this crazy snow and this pandemic and a lot of other issues. To do anything now is a privilege because so many people are on lockdown. Now, this ain't on the thing, Omari, but I'm going to say it because I'm not going to go here and have you to put nothing else on the screen. But something I just want to tell people that, come Tuesday, all of them chairs and the things you got holding your spot, the city will have Streets and Sands to start taking that stuff. That ain't bad. Today, you really don't need them. But for those of us that dug out and went through hell all of that time, we still trying to hold on to them spots. Because all of these creatures that don't stay on the block, or all of these creatures that stay in the house with somebody on the block, you still ain't gonna have nowhere to park. So I hear what the city is doing, but the city need to figure out a way that only people that's paying mortgages or collecting rent or paying rent or own the property. Because even when I take the chairs up, and I hate to think about it, when I take them up, then I still ain't gonna be able to find a spot. So I'm about to go through the alley where the snow really is not much better than it's always been and re-dig out the alley. Understand? Now the sun has helped the street. So I'm not talking crazy about that. Okay, the stuff melted, so there it is. So anybody should be able to park. Yes, they should. But the bottom line is, now all of the trash is coming back to where it ain't got no business because it don't stay there. And if you're shacking up with somebody, damn it, you need to get a bus pass and take your ass on somewhere. But to sit here, all of you working from the house, so now the snow situation has changed, but nothing has changed for the people that paying a mortgage or people that own their property. So, Streets and Sands, you Aldermans, go tell her that. Now we know this is the process. And I intended to show that piece, but I can tell you as easy as I can show you. And that's why you're going to see me kick it off a little bit harder, because I was observing the tape. And like I told you, I do review the tapes. And someone has said before, and I told y'all that man look like you holding back, you woo-woo-woo. And they're absolutely right. I looked at it, I said, man, you really got to let it go. You got to let it flow. You got to go back to being you and stop worrying about, I ain't worried, but stop being concerned about how people perceive and how people feel. So I had to catch that because y'all know I wanted to say DAMN, how you feel or how you perceive or how you think. But I ain't. Because I'm trying to be an elder. But some things that happen cause for passion and intensity when you speak. And this thing about taking that garbage off the street, you need to take it. I'm taking my chairs back in the house and put them in the basement. I'd be damned if I'm going to let you just take my chairs and throw them away. I needed them out there, but I also need them this summer to be able to sit in. You know what I'm saying? And a whole lot of other people do too. But we still need somebody. And Negroes, we don't be trying to do like them white folks do. They have them little stickers. If you don't live on this block, if you ain't a resident, you can't park. Negroes need that too, particularly in Austin. Because we got too many people that I'm sure own or pay mortgages. But we can't find spots, number one, in front of your house. Matter of fact, the people next door to me, they got about 4 or 5 cars parked back to back to back to back to back to back, and ain't but one moving. What the hell? But you can't say nothing. Because if you say something, you're going to get a case. So city, you do your little thing. But don't be stopping there. You Aldermans need to come find out what folks like me got to say about their living condition. Because our quality of life is finna be crazy. When I was coming in, dude off the street, they all cool, so we holler. He said, well, the next few days is going to be good. 50s, woo, woo, woo. I heard them last night, man. They already out here. You ain't seen nothing yet. We're going to be wishing for that ice box again. Because when all of these creatures come out the house, it's worse then than it is when there's COVID. It's worse then than it is when we freezing. Why? Because don't no police patrol our community. They don't. Something got to happen and they get there after you stiff. But they don't patrol it so the visibility will keep that element at bay. So now we coming out of the cold lockdown and try to get a little relief from the COVID lockdown, but we are still held hostages because the damn police, who she just gave $281 million to, instead of letting some other situations happen with community policing so we could have a better quality of life. She can take the COVID money and pay police more overtime, but she can't figure out a way to tie that into helping other folk do community policing that go to door to help folks feel safe. Wow, what a sorry mess. Brother, let's start with the list, because I didn't intend to do all this commentary, but it needed to be done. Now what you see here is a continuation. This is week number 3 of this Facebook thing. Read that. You haven't been seeing this on Facebook even before I got on Facebook. Due to black people spreading too much truth and awareness, that dude there, the one that Obama, him and his peers, Obama and them allowed them to have the internet and become billionaires and trillionaires and gave them the authority to censor citizens, whereas the Constitution said we had freedom of speech. Negroes knew they didn't have it no how, but they gave this little boy and his peers the opportunity to do what in the hell they want to do with social media. I've decided to limit how many people can see what you post. It's true. Now, if you can find that other piece right behind that, Amari, or right above it, Portland, the country Portland is fining Facebook $2.2 million every time they censor somebody. That's what they're doing in Poland. Now, last week we looked at Argentina. Argentina, Facebook don't use no news content from the Argentinian people. And they don't let you see it. They don't let them share it. So what happens is Argentina and Facebook, there's an issue. But Facebook want to censor people. Facebook don't want to pay what Google is paying and other folks is paying as it relates to how to be able to deal with news content in Argentina. Google paid the people, so they still, I guess they can. But Portland, on the other hand, they are now telling these people, Facebook people, that look, you can't do it. Now, apparently you couldn't even find the piece where they were saying what Portland was doing. I didn't want you to take my word for it. I want you to be able to see that other countries are now beginning to say, you can't censor our citizens, little geek squad. This ain't America. So now, Amari, should be the last piece on there. Because, it's number 16 on that piece of paper I gave you. It's right there with the piece, with the Facebook piece. Now, while he's dealing with that, and I think it's significant. Ain't like I'm spilling sour grapes. No, it's the truth. Other countries have begun to push back on social media because America made them spoil. America allowed them to tell a president that he could not be on social media. Ain't that a trip? Can you imagine? They had the power to tell Trump, and anytime Trump wanted to be on Twitter or anything, and he wasn't doing it the way they wanted him to do it, they take him down. And now the poor thing trying to go back and get on Twitter, and they still playing with him. How is that possible? How can this be? Because the Democrats, Obama in his day, and now this new thing in his day, They allowed that. But let's go on, man. They got the point. What the hell? We ain't gonna waste no more time on that. You got it. Poland charging Facebook $2.2 million every time they censor somebody. Poland said you got to pay me. Come on, what you got up there? Let's go with that little girl that's smoking. That'll help us get into what we need to get into. Now, there's a picture here I want you to see as we start. Yeah, this one here. This is where we want to start. Show that, Omar. Now, there's a video. Play the video. I don't think that's no news clip. Let people hear what she's saying.
Y'all don't do drugs. Drugs is not good for you. I do it. I stress a lot. So, I like to smoke to get that stress off of me. Yeah.
That's enough of her little behind, Omar. They see it. They got enough of it. Now, let me tell you something.
Can you imagine?
Let me just tell y'all something. See, that's why you need the West Side Heroin Opioid Task Force. Now, you can't ought to see this, and that's all right. I ain't got time to be trying to make everything all whatever. But there it is. Yeah, thank you, sir. That's perfect. Now, the bottom line is this here. That's why you need it. Because this little gal here will truly, if not given the proper intervention, be like her mama then. That gal can't be no more than 10 or 11 years old, if that much. But she sitting there smoking with her hair all blued up, and that's why you need the West Side Heroin Opioid Task Force. Because you have to be able to get awareness out to people that that's where it starts. It starts with a fast behind young'uns allowed to do whatever they want to do. And then they grow into being a dope fiend. Y'all want to say they grow into having some type of substance dependency. That girl there will grow into being a damn dope fiend, and she'll have some little dope fiend butt kids that SSI will pay. So her and her little dope fiend tribe. Oh yeah, show this dope stuff while we talking about the dope. Because the West Side Heroin Opioid Task Force, yes, it's designed to provide training and assistance for people to get Narcan and be able to help those that have drug dependency situations be resurrected at the point of overdose. That's good. But as you can see, that little gal you just saw, little fast behind female, smoking like an old butt woman, talking like an old woman. She's the same little gal that will go into the store and find that cereal box that's carrying that cereal box right there that has the cereal disguised as Frosted Cornflakes hidden or filled with cocaine, fentanyl, opioids, heroin, and any other type of dope she can get hold to. See, it's a trick. It's a connection. So that's why sometimes, I be talking to Mr. Cummins, who was the partner with this media outreach piece, me and him trying to do it. He got the newspaper and I'm doing it. So we're trying to make sense out of it. But it's a raw awareness. Like I tell him, we can't stop nobody from doing dope. We can't. But we can tell people about the task force and try to correlate some of the things that's happening that leads to that type of lifestyle. The opioids come from pills for white folk for most part. The heroin come from the opiate plant for, yeah, you're right, us. See what I'm saying? It's all a trick. But when the white folks can't get it, then they come to the streets to get it. But now that the Mexicans cartel can't get that money moving the way they want to, they do what? They find other ways. So now there's another piece up here that's going to show you how creative the cartels have gotten. You see all them stacks they got there? All of them stacks of money that he showed you a minute ago, those stacks, there it is right there. Mexican cartel adapts to COVID-19 security restrictions to flood New York with this foolishness. And they keep, I'm talking about the government, DEA and others, they keep trying to keep up. But everybody is trying to get that money. So when you have little creatures like that little thing you saw smoking, that's a problem. Because the people who she lived with are not guiding her. They are not providing the proper discipline and structure. So society will become responsible for her and her offsprings. Because if she's that age, doing it that boldly, that means she's going to be pregnant in another year if somebody lay down with her. But you know how males are, they so doggish, somebody will impregnate her. And she will reproduce a kid, and she ain't but a kid. But if she's smoking like that, she also smoking reefer. And if she's smoking reefer, she also going to be smoking something else. So that type of kid will get caught up in the system. So her system will be dope infested. So her babies will be what? Dope infested. And they will be retarded. So the taxpayers will have to pay for those so-called special need kids. It's connected. She, 10 or 11, smoking cigarettes. I'm assuming it's a cigarette. I would hope that it ain't nothing stronger. But it happened. And whoever is responsible for the kid has the audacity to let her be unsupervised on social media. That's a serious matter. But once again, like I say, the West Side Hand Opioid Task Force want parents and others to be aware. If a child or someone in your family are having problems with substance, you need to be Googling the West Side Hand Opioid Task Force, because they can get you some type of assistance to even help with a little bit fast behind gal like that, because she truly need counseling. She need an intervention. Yeah, I took a lot of time to talk about that because she gonna grow up. And here's some more of that dope-related stuff. That's serious business there, y'all. It's about that. Now let's go on to something else here. What else you got up there, Omar? I'm gonna just follow what you got. Now that's the dope piece, we through with that. Now, in a minute, we probably need to look at this whole thing where Illinois is probably the first state in the union that is called, where they calling it a step toward true justice. What's his name? What's this man's name? The governor. He's so proud to be able to say that, they got this, justice, criminal justice reform and all of that. How can you say that this is criminal justice reform when you are allowing people out of jail? You're allowing them out of jail with no bail. Those that you had on bail doing like that boy the other day, and we're going to get to him if once he get back on track with this thing here. This ain't reform, man. This is enabling. And I can understand how you stupid butt Democrats are too damn stupid to see that what you are doing is not helping the community. You are only helping the criminal be able to come out and victimize the community. But you all are going around beating yourself on the chest like some baboon, acting like you doing a favor to the community. Like this is criminal justice. Criminal justice is when you stop the damn police from doing things to people that is not merited. But it's not criminal justice reform when you let people out of jail on bail and they go kill somebody the same day. And that's happening here. There's a piece we're going to show in a minute where the dude that caused the accident the other day with his woman with 3 children was killed. That is because of the fact that This dude was already out on bail for $15,000, probably $5,000 if it's a third, whatever they charge now. Now, you know, it's disgraceful. See, can you play it? I mean, what the hell? They don't accept it or not. See can you play that? There it is. Had he been in jail where he was supposed to be, and he had a long history, that woman would still be alive. Now,
is here with more on the story, Ben.
Ray and Micah, Isaac Wade may have been fleeing after a police traffic stop.
Anyway,
this deadly collision happened. But as we first reported yesterday, there are serious questions about why he was free in the first place.
Surveillance video shows the final moments of Lakeisel Thomas's life. The mother of three was crossing the street near 74th and Racine. That's her at the top of your screen. A silver SUV blew through a red light, hitting a red car and Ms. Thomas. Seconds later, a gray police SUV races through the intersection, and officers immediately took Isaac Wade into custody.
We need some answers. We need to know how this happened, why this happened.
Wade is now facing reckless homicide charges, but WGN Investigates has learned this is far from his first run-in with the law. He was charged with attempted murder in 2017 for a shooting that seriously injured two teenagers in Gage Park on the city's southwest side. But records obtained by WGN Investigates show Wade was able to buy his freedom while awaiting trial on that attempted murder charge for a $15,000 cash bond supplied by his father and uncle.
We don't have any answers, and that's highly unusual, and it's wrong.
The attorney representing Ms. Thomas's family told us yesterday they're seeking answers to several key questions. Why was a man who was facing attempted murder charges able to get out of jail for a relatively small amount of money? Why did police pull him over this week, a few blocks before the fatal crash scene? And did officers give chase, inadvertently leading to the high-speed crash? A source tells WGN Investigates officers found a gun in the car after the crash. There was not a high-speed chase. Instead, the source says officers followed the suspect's car while broadcasting his license plate on police radio.
And it's so hard to know that your baby is laying down there on a cold slab, because I think this could have been avoided.
Judge Dennis Porter is the one who set the bond amount.
Now, thank you, Amari, for doing your best to get that on here. Now, we know the restrictions. Man, you know, I'm going to tell y'all like y'all going to tell me. I'm talking about whoever. Deal with it. I mean, it is what it is. But I'd be damned if I'm going to stop presenting information. And the only way I can present information to help free our people is from the information that you are presenting. So to tell me that I can't, man, go somewhere and slap yourself. We need that information. We need to know how that particular savage was allowed. He had no insurance, no license, no nothing. He was just driving. And he been doing it all the time. He done tried to kill people, done robbed people, done did all type of things. Police had already got a gun. I don't want to say, because they did in the article that I read. They had already stopped him. And then, I guess when something else came up on the computer, they began to pursue him, not in a chase, but, you know, watching him. And then I guess he probably felt it, and then he did what he did, and we got the end result that we got. Somebody dead, and 3 children don't have a mother. But he should have been in jail. And all of you creatures running around here talking about criminal justice reform, get the hell out of here. Here's a dude that had a embarrassingly low bail for attempted murder. Out on the street. You understand? On the streets. And killed somebody anyway. And now you're saying they don't need no money. You all going to have somebody that can assess what is their potential danger to the community. What is the potential risk? Well, hell, if you got him in jail because of committing a crime, now you got to wonder what the risk. The risk is if you let him out, he going to commit a crime. It's a simple matter. The reason you had to catch bail in the first place was to deter people and to keep them in. But you want to say it was because people was poor and black. Boy, you people need to slow down with that. Stop hiding behind and making excuses for these damn black savages that are criminals. You need to stop it. Now they can just run free. So you're going to go hire some white folks and some damn Asians and other folks that don't know nothing about the Negro, and you're going to let them determine. You already got a judge sitting there, so now you say the judge can't determine. So now you can go get some little white boy, a little white girl, or some other little old something or another, and you're going to call it, what, racial equity, but everybody can make money off of this new system you putting in place to determine, well, he's really not a threat. You need to send him to me so I can look at you and tell you, oh, this nigga here going to be done did something crazy before he even get out the building. But no, you would never think that none of us street level people, regardless of our credentials, regardless of our experience, know better than your little 19-year-old kid that you just pushed out of college to come in the community and tell us what we should do and what's best. And then you get elected officials that buy this garbage, and then you get a governor that gets snowed by the garbage. And they all sitting around grinning. Go to hell. You ain't got no criminal justice reform. What you got is an enabling opportunity for those that didn't get to kill him the first time to come back and kill the whole family. Something else, brother. Now, you can talk about this up here. I thought I had put it in some type of order, but that's all right. Now, what you see here is a result of too many resources being unsupervised that are really available. Now, I see it all the time. Brothers go to the spot, the social service spot, where they pick up these boxes and they put them in the garbage can and a shopping cart, and they drive through, push through, walk through the community, and when they can, they sell them. But this ain't that. This is something here where somehow or another somebody got hold to enough of this. You can see the fruit and that in there, but more than fruit be in them boxes there. Man, they have good meat in them boxes. They have good food in them boxes. And a lot of times the brothers be out there to scrapping, and they be selling. They sell you the whole box, they sell you something out of the box. Thank you, there it is. Somebody wanted to say, that's just fruit. No, it ain't no just fruit, man. That's good living eating. But what happens is, because the system is so inept, instead of dealing with folk, and I hate to say it like me, but because I'm out there, but I'm finna come out from out there. I'm tired of bowing down. I'm tired of dumbing down for you damn clowns. I'm finna just do canned TV and the other milieu. And I ain't gonna have nothing to do with the streets, simply because of the fact that anytime you're in the street, you're dealing with other people's foolishness. And I'm tired of restraining myself. I need to be able to call you out on this. This is because you allowed this. No, you might not have dumped it, administration, but you did this. Your attitude, the way you deal with people. So a lot of time, instead of people doing what they would do, they do this. Point is, that community where this was dumped probably get plenty of this. And I see these brothers at the damn four-way street going to the cars and putting boxes in there for people to have food. People need food. But the city, in its arrogance, only identify certain areas where these food boxes can be distributed to people. So one area is getting so much they can throw away like this. Other areas are starving and can't get nothing. But can't nobody tell these damn bureaucrats in this damn administration that you need to give this food out where it's needed and not just oversupply an area that got too much. Now, show the one where the school CPS food boxes. Yeah, show this one, Amari, because I'm going to connect that, and then I'm going to connect to this thing with these damn masks and sanitizers, because they all connected.
Come take a look for ourselves. Sure enough, dozens of boxes here of fresh food, a lot of it unopened, but like this pizza, going to waste.
For the last 2 weeks, personally, I've been seeing food like being dumped on the corners.
Near the corner of 61st and Wentworth.
Boxes of food tossed over on the side of the road.
There are dozens of boxes in the snow.
It was fresh food. It was like expiration date hasn't even expired yet.
Free breakfast and lunch, hamburgers, mac and cheese, muffins, vegetables.
More food all up 61st.
Intended for students, instead frozen and abandoned on the side of the road.
It's actually very heartbreaking.
A paper inside in Spanish and English describing the food as a 3-day meal kit. The logos of Chicago Public Schools and Aramark stamped on top.
I personally know kids that don't have lunch at home to eat. You know what I mean? I see them on the corner every day and I give them change. So I know they need these lunches.
In a statement, Aramark says, quote, "We are conducting a full investigation and pending the outcome, we will take any action necessary to ensure it does not happen again." Chicago Public Schools also got back to us today saying, "We are greatly concerned that food prepared for our students has been discarded. We learned of this issue today and are working with our food service partner to investigate this matter, prevent it from happening again, and ensure appropriate consequences for everyone involved." A lot of people who have been driving by these boxes of food say this is really disheartening because they want people who need this food to have this food, and there is a homeless shelter right around the corner. Reporting at 61st and Wentworth, Megan Dwyer.
Yeah. And let me tell you a little something about that. Y'all remember, I told y'all about this before. See, it's back to who's in charge. That attitude. That old thuggish attitude on the 5th floor. Same thing Rahm Emanuel was doing. This whole same idea in the same company. So here you are, got these same people that gets all of the money, and you see the end result. But I told y'all before, I was standing on post right over there where I be. And 2 girls get off the bus going to the school. I'm saying, damn. So I holler at one of the other workers. I say, what's up with this? So the girls come back, and each one of them had a sack. That was before CPS and Aramark got it in their mind to put them in boxes. Then you just get in the bags. So the girls come back to the bus stop. Now one of the girls went to the school, and I seen her. Sometime her dad would pick her up. And she must have been about a sophomore or junior, so you know she had to be hungry. And the girl with her probably was her younger sister. Looked like she might have been about 14, 15. The other girl might have been 16, 17. So when they came back, they got to the bus stop, they squatted down, opened the sack, right on a busy highway, with no shame. Started digging in the sack, looking for something they could eat. You understand me? That meant they was what? Starved. For them girls to come out of their house and come out to the school to get something to eat, they were starved. You understand? But if I tried to tell somebody how we could do things a little better, they'd look at me like, what do you know? You just a hired hand. You dumbass. You S-H-I-T my brain every day, standing out there and you think that you know something. You don't know a damn thing, and that's why you got the condition you got. If you would change the staff that you got in some of these schools with these old negative stank attitudes, then people will come to the school and get the food to eat. But the way you treat the people in the school, the parents and the students, people don't want to come to the school to get the damn food because the people you got treat them like they're animals. Treat them like they don't want to be bothered with them. And you know this is true. And I don't give a damn who you call. I don't care who you tell. That's why that food is on the ground. Because of the way you treat people when they come to get the service, you treat them like it's a disservice to you for them to come there and get what their taxpayers or someone has paid taxes for them to have. And that's because of the attitude of this damn administration. Yeah, I said that. And if you have the audacity to try to interfere with my life, I swear I will get my butt on that damn plane and fly back to Africa. Because somebody need to roll on you before you roll this thing into the ghetto. The gutter. I know why those boxes are out there. I know what the deal is. See it every day. People pass by me and they say, you know where we get say the school right there? I said, no, I ain't going over there, man. They be acting too bogus, man. I even seen parents standing, coming back, walking so heated that they want to go into school and fight the person that's distributing the sacks. This is true. But I don't say nothing. Why I don't say nothing? Because like I say, I'm not going to talk to you if you ain't listening. And that's why I do TV, and that's why I do radio. Because I am not going to talk to you little nothing but niggas that's in these positions thinking you God, and you don't know what's happening on the hood. And now you see all of the money you give Almart. You saw how they messed up cleaning. Now you giving them the money to feed our children. If they couldn't feed them in the building, how in the hell you think they're going to feed them out of a box? You see how stupid you are? Let me leave that alone, Amari. But no, not yet. Not yet. Something else to go with that. Now, me being me. Oh, yeah, I told you I was going to stop holding back. So, you know, I ain't going to hold back today. I'm going to bring it to where it's going to be. And the truth is, I might be coming like this more often. But I've been trying not to come like this because I don't want folks thinking that I got some type of attitude. And, you know, this is a piece here, Amari. You ain't got this here. This here says, you see the mayor and the alderman. They sitting here, they getting that shot. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But there's a part here that says, no, I'm going to just call it like this. See, you know, she always, Mayor Lightfoot lunches racial equity plan for vaccine distribution. So she's sitting there, and she always like to say she's a black woman when it comes down to doing something, and she think y'all so damn stupid to think she's a black woman. Well, I ain't never seen no damn woman of no color have a damn wife. I said that. So stop saying you a black woman and just go on and be what you are. But every time you get ready to come with something bogus, then you want to holler that you's a black woman, which means you just like all the rest of us. Stop lying, you ain't like all the rest of us. The problem is, same thing with that. You know, in some areas, they are distributing, I don't know what they're doing now, bags. COVID bags with sanitizer and mask. So somebody approached me on this side of town, in my neighborhood. So I said, well, don't you all get this? They said, no, we ain't never seen them. So I checked with somebody else. So then I called Mr. Cummins, because I know he know because he passed his papers all over the city. I said, look out, Mr. Cummins. Mr. Cummins said, no, but I'll check with the alderman and see. So the alderman said, hell no. Well, she didn't say that. She didn't say hell no, but bottom line is she summons us to the office. I said, well, you know, no, alderman. She said, well, what you think is happening? I said, well, I don't know what's happening. So I called the person, and I said, would you ask somebody, could me and somebody else take some of those bags and bring them over here to some of these schools over here that ain't getting none? Since some of the schools where we giving them out done got a dozen for the last 6 months because we done been passing them out over and over and over in the same area. And then, okay, the contact say, oh, yeah, okay. But by the time we could get to it, I get a call saying, no, you can't do that. So I left it alone, and I'm still leaving it alone. I'm not care. I say what the hell I want to say. And like I say, stay out of my business. Don't bother me. Been trying to deal with it. So here it is, some areas, the residents get so many masks and sanitizers that the dude on the street take the sanitizer, go into damn Arab store, sell the sanitizer for a cigarette, and the Arab sell it for $2 a bottle. That's what they doing with your damn sanitizer, Miss Lady, that know every damn thing. That's because they done got so much. So you try to give it to them, they say, oh, no, man, you gave it 5 times already. Because the people's in the hood know. They say, man, what's happening? It's other people that need this. But no, you say you identified 15 communities in the whole city of Chicago. So those communities, you're going to flood with something. Because you got a formula that say this is how you spend this COVID money. Well, you dumb idiot. There are other people that ain't got one mask, ain't got one hand sanitizer, and there's somebody else that got 15. So the one that got the 15 now don't even want to take them no more. But there are some people that will take them, abuse them, and lay them on the ground. Same thing with the food. So all of you all that think you're bureaucrats and think you're big-time politicians and think you all that and got all the clout, listen to me now. This is the nigga you really don't want talking like this, because I will skin the cat on your behind, and you will be as naked and as raw as you should be. Because it's unfair, but I see it. But I don't say nothing. I don't say nothing because, you know, I don't like to do what I'm doing, and that is rock the boat. But I can tell you, everything that you have seen is because of the attitude of those in power. And because people like me try not to say too much. And so many people are not blessed like I am to be able to be on CAN TV and to be able to be on the other milieu. So I'm about to start using these things as a platform to check you. Now, Omari, find the piece to show the arrogance of this attitude where this person who think it's the police or think it's a sailor, how every time it turn around. Show that picture where the other day the Hispanic woman was talking about something to deal with black history, and somehow or another the beep, the mic. Look at that. See, can you play that without violating anything? Play the whole thing if you can.
I'm a Verizon.
See, what happens is we gonna push it as far as we can to get you the video. Hard to get them because they're all tagged with the news, but we can't be there. But the truth is this here. Yeah, then just show her picture, man, with that expression on her face so people can see it. If you can't get the daggone video, show the picture. But anyhow, okay, brother, come on with it. Now, okay, apparently you ain't gonna be able to run it, so I'll deal with it. Apparently, I can't hear you.
Today's city council meeting.
You're kidding me. Thank you, Alderwoman. The chair recognizes Alderman Jim Garden.
The mayor is heard saying, "You've got to be expletive kidding me," as Alderman Rossana Rodriguez Sanchez wrapped up a message about Black History Month. This afternoon, the mayor said she was referring to something a staff member had brought to her attention during the virtual meeting, and that she was not referring to the alderman's comment. The mayor, however, would not say what she was referring to.
Now, just keep it on the picture. Keep that picture up there, Omari, while I'm talking. I want people to look at that picture because I need you to use your smart self. That picture there. Let the people see that instead of me. That's how you look when you've been busted. You see? That's how you look. When you got popped, when you got busted, oh, oops. Now, what she's probably thinking and what she's probably saying to herself is simple. But what she really said, you gotta be F-U-C-K-I-N-G me. Well, do that sound like a math? Now, you know, Romy Manuel had a reputation for that. So, I guess, you know, she's one of his people, so I guess they all talk like that. But that ain't ladylike. So stop saying, you know, stop referring to whatever. It ain't ladylike. It just ain't. Now, you expect that from a dude like me, but I don't even try to be a gangster. I don't even try to be all that. But for you, the mayor, and every time we turn around, that type of misbehaving. Now, I don't know what all a Mexican woman could have been saying about Negro history, other than, hell, we got next month, and we got more days than y'all got. And y'all been here for 400 and some years, although their ancestors, some of them was here by the time that we originally discovered the earth, and this being part of the earth. You understand? Because they too came from us. But that's a whole nother line of conversation. But all I'm saying is this. What could she be saying? So sad that you Negroes got the shortest month of the deal? Well, she could have been saying something that was cool. But whatever it was, the man, once again. But she would not accept her own excuse. If anybody that worked at any capacity for the city or at any agency that's funded by the city, and they did that, she or he would be fired right now. But the mayor see herself as being above this. So she can do whatever. And I ain't mad at her. I don't like her. And I ain't picking on her. But I am commenting on her, and I will comment on her and anybody else I feel like commenting on. You understand that? That's just what it is. So don't be thinking you somebody boss, you somebody supervisor, you somebody whatever. You might be everybody else's whatever, but you ain't nothing of that to me. Now, if I go along and play the game to try to be out here so I can help the community and help the people out there, yeah, I have enough sense to try to go along with some things, but when you get so bogus, I will step back and be sovereign. I will step back and be who and what I am. And your little human butt is nothing compared to that. Do you understand that? So one of the things that Chicago needs is somebody that will skin it. You understand? Now, God has given me the ability and opportunity to do it, but I have to admit, I've been holding back because I hate to say I won't say I don't like, but I just prefer not this type of intensity. Because you niggas think this intensity is an angry black man. You think this intensity is somebody that's frustrated. You think this intensity is somebody that's got a problem. Well, I ain't got no problem. I ain't frustrated and I ain't angry. You understand? I ain't none of that. But I am tired of how you people mistreat people in need and walk around and excuse yourself, but be so critical and so damaging to others. Feel me? Find something else up here so we can finish this. Show me whatever you got. Stop. Yeah, I like this. Yeah. Keep that one right there. This is Negro History Month. Now, see, I know Amaris be saying, man, this dude be having so much stuff, and you got to do all this. Y'all can't see this one. You see that? How you Negroes want to talk about colored? This here was 57 years ago. You see that big old water fountain? That's whites only. You see that little old water fountain over there? That's coloreds. See, that's how I grew up. That's how we drank water. You see? White folk in public. White folk had the big one. In the bus station, Greyhound, Continental, when we traveling from Chicago back to Texas, we, coloreds, we will have to drink from what the white folk had just got through spitting in. And as that water went through the pipe, then we had to stand there like what we were, Negroes, and drink out of the little thing there. See? But yet you want to walk around here like you all that. And then you want to think that I'm angry. I have a right to be angry. Because you are sitting here benefiting from what black folks went through to get where we are, and now your dumb, retarded butt want to be called a person of color. Damn it, can't you see you've already been called colored? You've already been treated colored, so why do you want to crawl back to that? And now, bring it back to me now, Amari. Now, what has happened is this here. Right here, 100-year, $1 billion deal to send Chicago water to Joliet. Okay. Now, y'all remember that parking deal that Daley cut with the parking meters? Now, who knows what 100 years hold? But now, somebody done cut a deal for a little lousy $1 billion to send Chicago water to Joliet. Well, you know that it's a good deal for Joliet. You know that. And luckily we got one alderman down there, Irvin, over the Black Caucus. Irvin said, okay, I hear you, I see you. But hell, the way you done went up, Emmanuel went up on the prices for water for people in Austin and in my community, Garfield and Lundale. Let's be sure that this thing is going to be fair and that the people in Chicago ain't going to be paying more money for water bills than they paying in Joliet. And then the little gal here has the audacity to say to him, really in reference, in reality, that you don't understand this type of business. You don't understand it. You talking about, these are not apples and apples. You talking about something that's different. Then some other little damn Hispanic or white alderman go try to side with her. Can't nobody tell me that 100 years you gonna give somebody a deal for $100 billion? $100 billion ain't nothing today. You got billionaires right now. You understand? So in 100 years, what do you think $100 billion will mean, and how much money will they have made? So they want to say, well, you're going to offset some of the price, and the people in Chicago will get a derivative from this because of this. You just a lie. You done gave a deal to somebody that is not a fair deal. So I salute Alderman Irvin for at least checking it, saying, wait a minute, slow down. We need to look into this. Let's just be sure whatever you're doing, that the people in Chicago that's paying these high butt water bills have the same rate that they are paying where they getting this good deal at. That's back to that water fountain. This back to who's in charge down there. This seems just like some Rahm Emanuel stuff. This seems like some Richard Daley stuff. And now you got a... All right, man, next piece up there. Let me leave that alone. I made the point. Through with it. Now, what else on there that I really need to get on there? I done did Pritzker, done did the food, I did the hot mic, da-da-da-da-woo. Now, why don't you reach for this piece? Show me that. Yeah, right here. I like this. Now, Clarence Thomas. You niggas don't like him at all. But I always liked him. You see? See, he got caught up with that situation, Anita Hill, back in the day. But back in the day, that was part of the culture, so I don't know what in the hell happened to him. But that was sort of like the beginning of the modern Me Too. But the truth of the matter, I ain't gonna get into that because we done talked about it before. Clarence Thomas promotes Trump's voters fraud lies in alum of dissent. And you Negroes want to rear up and start talking about he's Uncle Tom or he's a coon and all that. Nigga, go slap yourself. I just wish he would have spoke up earlier. Because Clarence Thomas, no. Because Clarence Thomas says in the article, you know, if there's any suspicion of that, we need, he's talking about we, the Supreme Court. But what happened to Democrats, somehow or another, got to the Republicans that Trump even got to be on the Supreme Court. They even bowed down to the media. You know what I'm saying? And those other folks that control the money. But here it is, Clarence Thomas. The one the Negroes don't want nothing to do with. The one the Negroes want to throw away. The one the Negroes can't honor, can't respect. That's how we do. He ain't done nothing to you. But because he ain't like you want him to be. He's like the other brother, the surgeon that was over Hud. Carson, Ben Carson. Now here's a great man, great surgeon. Negroes never could accept him because Trump brought him. But he ran against Trump. But you dumb butt Negroes decided, I don't want him, he's a Negro like me. So there was nothing he could do. You wanted to discount all of his worth. But he came up through life worse than the average one of you all would ever endure. And this is another Negro that came through, and there he is. So I don't know what's going to happen between him and Trump and all of that. Ain't got nothing to do with me. But all I'm saying is that it ain't over yet. And I am hoping that somehow it turn out in Trump's favor and he do run again. And I hope when he run, he tear down all of this garbage that you lying butt Democrats. But you already setting it up. Did what, drop the bomb yesterday or last night in Iran? They're trying to get a war going so bad so they can distract you again. You understand? So these are things that are happening. Dude ain't been in there 4 weeks. Ain't got nothing done that he said he was going to get done. But show me this piece about what he did get done about the LGBTQ. Show me that particular headline, Omar. And I ain't got no business with, I ain't got no problem with that. But I want you to understand. Where's that headline? House, that's the Democrats, passes sweeping LGBTQ rights bill. Now they can't do nothing else. They can't get you no stimulus money. They can't get Negroes reparations. But you can do this. Huh? You can do this. That means you can do whatever you want to do because Biden told you the number one priority that he would have was to look out for this group of people. He told you that. And he has shown you that the only thing the House has done that since he's been there, he can't even get damn executive orders passed. But what he has done is got this done. Why? Because that's what he wanted to do. Obama couldn't do nothing for Negroes, but anything related to these people, he got it done. Why? Because that's what he wanted to do. And I ain't got no problem with that. But now they become competitors. Now they're either black, they're either male or female, they're either whatever they are as it relates to the rest of us, and the rest of those are getting civil rights and woo. Now they become a whole different equation in the pot. And the way it's working out is that the Negro, he's falling at the bottom of the pot. And all of these other groups, so-called social equity, racial equity, all these other groups, they getting theirs off the top under the same laws that were put in place because of the suffering and abuse of the Negro. But now the Negro have to take a crumb from these people now. Now these people are running the government. These people are running the cities. And you Negroes sit here and you keep electing these damn Democrats and hating those to try to help you. Oh, you silly Negro. All right, brother. Let's show this piece here because they had it on the news the other day. That man there would be dead if it wasn't that type of cop.
What you mean why I'm here? Because my family know that. I don't have to tell you this. Do you get behind every... I'm not doing it. Nah, I'm not doing it. Hey, Miss Iffy, how we doing?
You never heard him?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I'm not trying to make a scene.
Yeah, it seemed like it. You can sit here going behind me. Who else? Who other people?
Doing video.
Who other people do you get behind us?
I get behind anybody who drives through a neighborhood and drives
Look, I'm
out
from
slowly.
Claremont.
Okay, who are you?
And I know Mr. Gerald too. He
Okay.
used to be the chief of police.
Yeah, I know him too.
All right, then. So why are you behind me? You don't got to get behind me. My family's from here, and I'm not giving you my ID.
Yeah, you are.
Are you? No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not.
Now, just answer my question. Were you looking for Miss Smyer's house or what?
Looking for Miss Smyers? My family comes here. What is the
Okay,
problem?
why were you on Dogwood?
Because what? Because it's a free state, and then I can sit there and drive where I want to drive at. Do you follow any white person around that's sitting there driving? Well, why you following me? The car ain't stolen. No. You did the tag, so why are you messing with me? Go sit there and help somebody that needs your help. Because we don't need your help. If you do, I know how to go there. I know how to call the used to be the chief, Gerard.
Gerard? We never had Gerard chief.
Well, you know who I'm talking about. He knows me too. Okay. Anybody that's from Claremont knows me.
Okay. I'm from Claremont. I don't know if he's done anything wrong.
I didn't do nothing wrong.
And he's driving real slow, like he's looking around. And I'm going to make sure that you were not anyone else trying to break into somebody else's house.
How? When you sit there and see for sign sale for houses.
For sale.
For sale houses.
How many?
Houses for sale. You can't go around. So I guess in the United States you can't go around and look at houses no more, right?
You can do that. How many
All right then.
How many houses did you see for sale?
How many houses?
Plenty.
I seen this house right here for sale, and I seen the houses over there. But it's a Sunday. I can't drive.
No, you can drive.
Okay then. So why are you bothering me? Why are you harassing me?
I'm not harassing.
Yes,
This
you
is
are.
harassment.
You pull, dude. So you know Miss Smart. Why you pulling here? Because I know her.
Miss
And he
Smart,
just called for
him,
backup
correct?
too.
Okay. Okay. Miss Snyder knows you. That's fine. Yeah, you can. Okay. I ain't here to crash you. Film all you want.
And we'll
I
do.
ain't here to harass you.
You see my fiance in the car. You see my child in the car. But we're going to sit there and rob.
And we have to feel
But
scared.
I'm not arguing. You're the one arguing with me.
No, because it's not right. Why did you do that?
Because I don't know who you are.
Okay. And you say you from around here. Okay. That's funny.
I was born and raised here.
Okay.
Okay.
You tell me who you are, I might know.
You don't have. He doesn't
need
have
know
to
who
tell
I am.
you.
You don't need to know who I am.
Does not have to tell you.
And like I said, this lady knows me. So can I help you with anything else?
I'm fine.
All
If
right.
she knows you, I'm fine.
Yeah.
You have a good day.
You as well.
See, Mississippi, that's what me and my dad be talking about all the time. Stuff
Wouldn't
like
do this to a white person.
Now, Now, I'm thankful that police didn't kill him. Because had that been one of these Chicago polices or urban polices, they would have killed him a long time ago. Like they do every day. Poor black man can't do a damn thing, and you all running around here talking about some racial equity, talking about some damn criminal justice reform. And it was only 57 years ago. And it's happening now, really. Colored only water fountains. Colored only toilets. Colored only places on buses. You understand? But yet, that type of harassment, just luckily, that was a police, maybe because he was old enough, he was able not to get his ego so involved, his authoritativeness so involved, that he was able to walk away. But it could have very easily escalated. Had those other police came, one of the other police would have did like they did this poor brother the other day, in September. He walking, they say he jaywalked. One dude I might do that next week. One of the cops in the car say, man, it ain't that serious, to the other cop. But then they go deal with dude. And of course, dude saying, well, man, why you messing with me? Man, I'm just walking. Woo, 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 woo. So they end up jumping on dude. And then they end up killing dude. For what? Because they could. And then, use that next week. Down there in Texas doing that snow experience. Young black boy. Work at Walmart, walking home. Well, I'll leave that for next week. Police almost pushed that to where they had to kill him. They do this, but this full-grown man with his woman and his child in the car from the neighborhood. But at least this police didn't have the thirst to kill a Negro. So until next week, Alafia, peace, and good health.